Sorry, the Hawaiian is Mandisa.
Mandisa.
Mandisa?
I
better go check.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I guess we got the cue from downstairs. IPFW basketball, first basketball game of the year. I'm Paul Farbaugh along with Nancy Townsend, who graced this court not too long ago. Going to be stepping by and doing some color commentary for us.
It's good to be here, back in IPFW Mastodon.
Well, we've got 2, 7, and 4 teams coming in here tonight, and Northern Kentucky, well, they're a pretty good team. They have been in the NCAA Division II tournament 8 out of the last 10 years, coached by Nancy Winsell. They come in here 7-4, 3-1 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and she told me that they're having trouble shooting the ball, and that's a good sign for IPFW because they've had trouble defending it down the low post, Nancy. Yeah,
Northern Kentucky, I know in the past, has always been a very tough team and very tough for IPFW to play against. Particularly down on their floor. It's a really difficult gym to play in, and it's always good to have them up here on our home floor for a little advantage for IPFW.
Well, we've got some scratches tonight, first of all, and I mean that, I guess, literally. First and foremost for IPFW, Jenny Newhart is out with a scratched cornea. She got poked in the eye Wednesday. They're going to find out tomorrow if she's going to be back against Indianapolis for the Saturday game. She is not going to play tonight. They're going to miss her down on the low post because she is starting to come on with scoring. And Shannon Wenzel from Bishop Dwenger is out with mono. Don't expect her back maybe until mid-February. On the other side, it's going to even out because Northern Kentucky is without their starting point guard, Regina Webb, 5'8" sophomore from Akron. She's going to be out, so they're going to have to do it by committee for Northern Kentucky. We're getting set to go here. Both teams really need this game. It could be a start for IPFW. They're looking to get back on track after a 76-75 loss to Ashland in Ashland last week. Team they probably, Coach Pam Bowden of IPFW said they shouldn't have lost it. We're going to take a break right now. We come back, we'll have the starting lineups.
Every Wednesday at 7:30 to find out more information about the IPFW women's basketball team all season long.
Check it out!
The campus has it all.
Learn it, or work it, or play it, just do it. It's a cool place. Call now! Go to work, go to school, go ahead.
In our ever-expanding world, we need a reliable source, one that addresses important aspects of our daily lives and provides us with useful information. Health and Home Report is that source, with stories on how to get the most for your money, where to go for a great vacation, hot fashion tips, what's happening in the world of arts and entertainment, and the latest medical breakthroughs. Health and Home Report provides a world of information.
The college basketball season.
Welcome back to the Mastodon. Paul Farbaugh along with Nancy Townsend. Star Spangled Banner by Tom Didier. And we're getting ready for the starting lineups. IPFW one more time, 7-4, 1-2 in the conference. So this really is a must game. They played their first 3 games on the road, Nancy, and now it's time to make hay. You know, in the Great Lakes Valley Conference, it is tough to win on the road, but you must win at home.
Yeah, if you can't pull off the home games, you're going to have a long season in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. It's one of the tougher conferences in the nation, Division II. And to be a good competitor for the championship, you're going to have to keep your losses down to about 3 or 4 for the whole season. So you can't put enough importance on winning the home games.
Okay, let's go downstairs, pick up the starting lineup, so we'll run you down one more time on Northern Kentucky.
Number 25, Stephanie Jordan. Lady Norse are coached by Nancy Winstel and Jim Weedy. And now, the starting lineup for your IPFW Mastodons. At guard, a 5'8" sophomore from Auburn, Indiana, number 14, Wendy Recker. At forward, a 5'9" junior from Syracuse, Indiana, number 30, Teresa Shriver. At the other guard, a 5'9" junior from Decatur, Indiana, number 32, Lindy Jones. At forward, a 5'10" freshman from Columbia City, Indiana, number 43, Leah Sheets. And at center, a 6'1" sophomore from Auburn, Indiana, number 50, Tara Mazzullo. Lady Dons are coached by Pam Bowden and Nikki Anzano.
Okay, let's run down that starting lineup one more time. First of all, Northern Kentucky. The injured point guard is Shauna Daly. She is the one with a badly sprained ankle. In her place, Regina Webb will get the start tonight. Dana Morningstar coming in. She is one of the 3 scorers in double figures for Northern Kentucky. And she pops at 10.9 a game. The other 2 double-figure scorers, Amy Moreland from the outside, 5'9" guard, 13.4 a game, and Angel Donnelly, all-conference performer last year, 6'1" in the middle. She is number 13. She looks like she's going to center jump. For IPFW, no, she's not. I'll take that back. First mistake of the night won't be the last. Leah Sheets will center jump for IPFW. Lindy Jones in the game as well. Teresa Shriver getting this start. Wendy Recker at point will start, see how long she goes. Tara Mazzullo also in, will play the low post. This is Northern Kentucky on the bounce. IPFW in a man, knocked away by Recker. Clear sailing now, puts it up off the glass. Yes!
That's a really important play. It's very important for IPFW to get off to a very good start here tonight. If there's one thing about Northern Kentucky, they're always very consistent and very disciplined team, and they will consistently pound you inside and outside. So it's very important IPFW get off to a very good start.
And Wendy Recker had some problems Monday in practice with an appendix. So, I mean, she wasn't supposed to play, and now she comes in. Jumper by Morningstar, and you'll see a lot of that. 2-2, this is Recker and the press. It's 2-2-1, intercepted. Morningstar up ahead, stolen right back. Zillow, now Recker going to bring it up. 2-2 in the early going. First offensive set for IPFW. Leah Sheets is just a freshman. She's down in one of the low post blocks. Little mix-up now, the spacing bad for IPFW. Recker looking with 10 on the shot clock. This is Jones. Jones with a pump in the paint. Zillow with a rebound, put back, no, and rebounded out of there by Northern Kentucky. This is Moreland on the push. Webb now inside glassing, missing. Donnelly with a putback, 4-2 Northern Kentucky. And another turnover, second off the press. Morningstar off the glassing though, and I guess I can see what Coach Winsel for Northern Kentucky says about them not being a very good shooting team. You can't get much better shots than that.
No, that's why their press is going to be very important in Northern Kentucky tonight. It's going to get the steals and the cheap shots. I think they're going to really rely on that kind of shooting.
Substitution now, going to keep that press fresh for Northern Kentucky. Kelly Pennell-Wood, Salina, Ohio, just a freshman in. She's number 31. Shriver now on the dribble, looking for Recker. Gets a pick. This is Shriver, took steps, not called. Instead gets the offensive foul.
Yeah, she shoved up a little bit with a forearm there. Northern Kentucky's in her matchup zone. Should see a lot of shots open in the middle of the paint. IPFW just going to have to put the ball on the floor and take it to the middle to bust up that matchup zone of Northern's.
4-2 the score, just 2 minutes in. Amy Moreland with the ball now in the forecourt. Norwood looking inside, want to get it to Donnelly. She's flashing. IPFW said they were going to front Donnelly. And boy, a shot from the outside. That's only a 2, but you will not see Northern Kentucky put up the threes. They only average 4 per game. One step back to get an extra point. It's 6-2. IPFW now looking to get in their offense. 3 turnovers for IPFW already. Recker behind the back. Got away with a walk. No, she didn't. turnover number 4, and IPFW just has to come down and get set up, and they certainly miss Newhart because she could carve out some space for herself down the low post. A left-hander. She is not starting tonight. Scratch cornea. Moreland with the ball up top. This is Regina Webb looking inside. Doing it on the perimeter, waiting for Donnelly to flash through, and Mazzullo beat her to the spot that time.
That was some good help defense on there. IPFW's in a man-to-man defense. Northern Kentucky sets a lot of picks on this offense, so it's very important for help side defense, particularly down low.
Now they want to inside out it. Northern Kentucky does. Outside, ring it for a 3. That's Moreland. So they can't hit the layups. Instead, they hit the 3-pointers. It's 9-2 now. IPFW beating the press. This is the freshman, Leah Sheets. Glassing, no. Rebounded out of there, Regina Webb.
I think the press has got IPFW a little shaken, although they've been able to break it the last few times on the floor. They just need to get themselves together a little bit and slow down.
Norwood with a miss. That goes out of bounds. Will be IPFW ball. Norwood coming out. Back in the game, Dana Morningstar. No surprise with IPFW having trouble with the Norse defense. They come in here in the Great Lakes Valley Conference giving up only 59 points a game. That's number 1 in the conference. Inside, Sheets can't handle it. Turnover number 5. That's on the floor, no basket. Second foul for IPFW. Leah Sheets picks up her first.
Number 43, Leah Sheets. That's her first, team second.
And we're going to have a pushing foul underneath. Angel Donnelly.
Number 13, Angel Donnelly. That's her first, team second. Enters the game for Northern Kentucky, number 24, Allison McCarthy. She replaces Angel Donnelly.
Donnelly comes out. First time we've seen Allison McCarthy. 5'10" freshman. They just have a lot of size down there, Northern Kentucky. Recker outside Jones. Jones hasn't put one up yet. This is Recker from 18. Yes.
Nice shot. If IPFW can keep hitting those, we'll probably see Northern come out of that matchup zone and move it more into man-to-man.
Recker has the only points for IPFW. 9-4, 4.5 in. Outside, bad pass. Jones got a hand on it. Moreland back up, looking inside. Webb, glassing, no. And rebounded out of there by Schreiber.
Northern Kentucky is very cold to the floor.
So as poorly as IPFW has started, Northern Kentucky is allowing them to stay in there. They're missing many shots. 2 feet on it, and missing many layups.
But sometimes it's kind of hard to believe when you're watching, but when you're out there playing, you're so used to being pressured and hands flying and being pushed in the back. The shots are more difficult than they actually look sometimes, but still you need to just gather your legs underneath you and go up and follow through for a good strong shot.
They always look easy up here, don't they?
Yeah.
Long pass doesn't go. IPFW fronting well down in the low post. Comes up with a turnover. This is Sheets. Ahead, Recker looking inside. Mazzullo. She's not going to shoot from out there. This is Recker. Resetting. Mazzullo slips down low. Ball goes off her hands. That is turnover number 6 on IPFW, and we're not even 6 minutes into the contest. Morningstar with the ball. And she hits again. She has, I want to say 6 points, but I'm not sure. We'll check that. 11-4 the score. She has been the one player hitting from the outside. There's a bad pass by Sheets.
IPFW's looking a little tired out there to me.
Inside, doesn't go, but the ball comes right back down to Northern Kentucky, now being battled for, and Recker comes out with it, looking ahead to Sheets and forced another bad pass.
Again, this is where IPFW just needs to slow things down a little bit and set the offense and let it work. It's been working pretty good for them so far. They've been able to get the ball inside and some easy 15-foot shots.
This is Morningstar. Stephanie Jordan back to Morningstar. Ball fake in the air. What do we have here? Blocking foul. Dottie Porsche will be coming in. Tara Mazzullo picks up the foul. I believe that's number 2 on her.
Foul for number 50, Tara Mazzullo. That's her second.
Is indeed her second. Dottie Porsche in. Angel Donnelly, 6'1" center, reporting in as well. Stephanie Jordan out for Northern Kentucky. And Moreland will have 2 shots at the free throw line. No surprise there. Moreland hitting over 71% of her free throws. We'll have the second. (13-4) Northern Kentucky. IPFW in danger right now. Taking right out of this game in the first 10 minutes. Up ahead, this is Shriver now. A 2-on-2. Has trouble. Pops to Recker now. 18 doesn't go. Rebounded out by Donnelly. The push ahead, stolen by Recker. Coming back the other way, this is Lindy Jones, a 3-on-4. Out to Shriver on the wing, now go. Inside, Porch and a foul.
IPFW's lucky to get the foul on that play. Whenever you're making an entry pass, more times than not, it's going to require a bounce pass to get it in there. It's too easy to knock it away when you throw it up. The defense oftentimes has as much opportunity as the offense does to get those passes.
The bailout on the foul there on Allison McCarthy. That's the 13th foul on Northern Kentucky. Sheets trouble, tosses back out to Recker, doesn't go. Amy Moreland down with the ball, stolen away by Recker. A 2-on-1. As Porch decides to go glass and gets it to go. 13-6. Recker has all the points for IPFW. IPFW in the man. This is Donnelly now on Porch. Drop step in, doesn't go. Shriver knocked it out of bounds. Will remain Northern Kentucky ball.
Entering the game for IPFW, number 22, Barb Derry. Replacing number 30,
First time we've seen Barb Derry come in. She is an off guard for IPFW, a 2-guard. Teresa Shriver will have a seat right now. Stephanie Jordan back in for Northern Kentucky. First time we've seen Abby Mayhew. Number 32 in the game. Kelly Van Norwood will have a seat. This play you don't like to see, Nancy. The player inbounding the ball just carves a little space, had a nice shot, but Moreland couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, you got to be aware of that inbound. A lot of times it's an easy 2 points for the offensive team.
More spacing right now. They want to try and pump it down to Leah Sheets in the low post, but she's being fronted by Donnelly. What do we have out front? A hold, I believe, on Moreland. Wait for the official call. Instead, that goes to Mayhew. Her first. Both teams with 4 fouls. IPFW to inbound. This is Sheets. Outside to Jones. Northern Kentucky does play that matchup.
They play it very well. They've been playing it for a number of years with Coach Nancy Winstill. She likes that matchup defense.
In and out by Porch and rebounded out of there by Donnelly.
IPFW and Northern Kentucky match up pretty good height-wise. Northern Kentucky always manages to put a pretty big team together, but IPFW has got a number of starters over 5'9", and a lot of people on the bench over that height, so that's an advantage for IPFW.
Northern Kentucky play a little ragged now, trying to go against the man defense. Porch not able to front Donnelly that time. 6 feet away, Donnelly's going to get that. Last year she shot 61% from the field. This year about 46%. But she's still one of the best shooters on the floor. 15-6 the score. 11:15 to go in the first half. Jump step by Jones in the bucket.
That's really going to open up that defense. IPFW needs to take the ball down the middle of the lane there. I think they'll find it. They can get a lot of easy short jumpers there.
Jones coming into tonight's contest, 975 career points. And he charged. Jones sliding down, establishing position. Moreland picks up the foul.
Number 11, Amy Moreland. That's her second, team's fifth. Entering the bench for Northern Kentucky, number 15,
Amy Moreland's second foul, team foul number 5. So Moreland will have a rest. 10:59 to go, 15-8 IPFW, and the play has been, well, it has been ragged.
Yes, it has.
A lot of missed shots, a lot of turnovers for IPFW in the early going. They're still in this ball game, only down by 7. This is Derry looking inside. Recker for 3, no. Porch with a rebound, put back, no. Gets her own rebound again, kicks it out. This is Jones down the lane and glassing home for 2. 4 for Jones, 15-10 now, 10 minutes to go. And a push off on Angel Donlin. That is her second foul, and maybe even more, that's sending a message to the low post players for Northern Kentucky that they're not going to be able to get away with that.
Yeah, IPFW down low is really doing a very good job fronting the post players for Northern Kentucky. It's really paid off so far tonight.
You don't push off with the hands, you push off with the body. Downley got called for that one. Push off with the forearm. And now Porch working inside. That's going to be the open shot tonight for IPFW. They're going to have to hit that medium range jumper, 15 to 18 feet. Here's another one. And Jones connects now to cut it to 3. 15-12 the score. And really, Northern Kentucky working with a new set of point guards tonight. It's point guard number 3, Abby Mayhew. This is Webb with the ball. Defense denied. Now 7 on the clock. Inside, good cut. Before the shot, foul on Dottie Porch, I believe.
That's where IPFW just needs to keep their feet on the floor. They can't go for those ball fakes. So oftentimes they end in fouls.
Only the 5th team foul on IPFW, so Northern Kentucky will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. They've gone 4 minutes without a score.
Sign up now for your chance to win, and here's worth of free food from Taco Cabana. At halftime,
When Northern has pulled their press off, I think IPFW were able to beat it enough and then pull it off. And plus, I think the Northern Kentucky girls look like they're getting a little tired. Especially they got a couple girls out tonight, so it's really changed the coach's rotation a little bit.
Well, we touched on it. Lindy Jones, 975 career points coming into this game. She has heated up, scored the last 6 points for IPFW, has 8 overall. And what do we have? Another pushing foul in the low post.
The thing with Lindy, she's not only a very good shooter, she's a very smart shooter. She knows when to take the shot and when not to, and that's really what makes a good ball player, is to know when to take it and when not to.
That's the 17th foul. We're going to have a 1-and-1. Walk it back the other way. Allison McCarthy picking up the foul.
This is a very good sign for IPFW. Not only does it allow us to get on the free throw line, but it also puts Northern in a bad position there with the girls getting into foul trouble later on in the game.
That's one thing Coach Winsel from Northern Kentucky said she couldn't afford tonight was foul trouble. And IPFW will be in the 1-and-1 the rest of the way. Barb Derry, however, misses the front end. 8:56 to go. IPFW trailing by a point, 15-14. Both teams very cold from the floor tonight. This is Mayhew, picked up by Porch through the double team and hits 17-14. And there's the press. Northern Kentucky makes a basket. They're able to press when they're not making it. Well, you just can't do it. Jones beating it. Now to Barb Derry. Recker left alone. 12-footer on the way. No. Recker gets her own rebound. We're going to have a jump. Goes IPFW's way. Held ball. And Recker will inbound underneath her own basket. This is Porch in the lane. Got a push, not called. This is a 3 on the way. No indication. Must have had a foot on the line, I thought, from up here. Of course, that's always the bailout, right? Up here from our angle. So it's a 2. IPFW trailing by 1. Gina Webb with the ball. And Northern Kentucky really content to try and work that ball inside. Steal by Jones. Derry now back to Jones. Hand check. Jones will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Gina Webb picking up the foul.
Webb got caught standing there a little bit, and Jones made the move. And
we're going to have a timeout on the floor. Northern Kentucky going to take one now. And the game pretty much their way was, we're up 15-8 at one point. Have gone cold from the field since. And IPFW with a chance to take their first lead of the game.
Will once again be in action this Saturday night as they host the University of Indianapolis. The women's game will begin at 6:05 while the men will follow at 8:05.
We don't have any of those things.
It's a good shot of the Northern Kentucky bench as we get our notes rearranged up here. Paul Farbaugh along with Nancy Townsend. This is the first of a doubleheader tonight. The men will follow at approximately 8:05. And if you stick around for that, the Northern Kentucky men are ranked 15th in the latest Division II poll. Pretty good team, and a couple years ago, they're in the same position IPFW is currently. Playing a lot of freshmen and sophomore. Now those are freshmen and sophomores from Northern Kentucky, juniors and seniors. So that one comes in about 8:05. You have a chance, come on out here. If you can't, well, turn down the sound and watch the game, I guess. I don't know. Lindy Jones going to the line. She has 8 points tonight. Wendy Recker has 6. They are the only players that have scored for IPFW. Except that I'm missing a basket there. Who scored the last basket for them? Come on, Nancy, help me out here.
I don't know. I'm a rookie at this. I just play the game. I don't talk about it.
It appears so am I. 17-17. Jones with the second. And that's IPFW's first lead, sticking around, 18-17. 7:40 to go in the first half. Mayhew out top. This is Stephanie Jordan. Porch hounding her. And the offense really out of sync for Northern Kentucky. Starting guard Shauna Daly, badly sprained ankle, not able to play this game. And a pushing foul back to the other end. IPFW going to try and live well. 15 feet. Annie Recker will go to the foul line.
IPFW's really tightened up the screws on the defensive end, finding the forwards down low and really getting in the face of the guards around the perimeter. It's really got them shaken up a little bit.
Well, that is a second foul on McCarthy, and she plays down in the low post as well. With watch the first free throw. We'll get the bonus. She plays down the low post with Donnelly, who has 2. And Morningstar also has 2 fouls. She has been running the point, stepping in the point duties tonight. IPFW makes it a 3-point lead. Recker, her 8th point for the night, 20-17. And another foul, this time setting out high, Stephanie Jordan. Blocking foul.
It appears free throws have become very important to IPFW tonight as Northern continues to get in foul trouble.
I'll tell you, that's something IPFW has been having problems with. Early in the season, they started off preseason as well with an 80% clip. And I just put the jinx. Barb Derry misses her second free throw, front end of the 1-on-1. They're down around 65%. Coach Pam Bowden said, really, it's just a matter of concentration. Here's a steal by Jones, going in, pulls up, looks ahead. There's Recker for the easy lane. A 5-point lead for Northern Kentucky. And boy, have they gone cold. 15-8 at one point. IPFW on a 14-2 run. post defense has been very good. There's Dottie Porch, and did she lean in a little too much? I believe she did. That's a big foul. That's her second.
IPFW has really been able to make the comeback, particularly after Northern's dropped off that press. I think Coach Winslow, particularly with the foul trouble coming up, is real in her injuries, reduces the number of players on her bench, and I think she's a little concerned about her players getting tired, so she had to pull that press off. And IPFW's really seemed to come on after that.
Dottie Porch is coming out, turning Zullo in. And said before, I mean, you can't throw that press on when you're not making the baskets.
That's true.
That one laid up there rather hard on the back of the rim. No good. Second attempt now for Morningstar. She gets it to go.
Coach Pam Bowden was definitely right when she talked about concentration being the key to free throws. Anybody can go up there and shoot a free throw as long as they can concentrate. It's about 85% concentration and 15% skill.
Recker behind the back. Northern Kentucky back to the man. It works that time. Webb off with the board. Now back the other way. Norwood looking. Jana Staley open on the wing. This is Staley. No, not going to take it. Instead finds Morningstar. Better ball movement this time down the floor. This is Staley from 18. Doesn't go. Rebounded out of there. Webb comes up with it. Throws a brick off the glass. Schreiber out of it now. Up ahead. This is Muzzillo. Going to reset to Recker. Looking inside. Wanted sheets covered up nicely. Muzzillo from 18. Stephanie Jordan down with the board. Back the other way. 22-18. IPFW with a 4-point lead. Morningstar inside, fronted by Sheets, lost sight of the ball. Stolen away upside and off of Sheets' hands, and that's about the fourth turnover we've seen off the transition game where IPFW has forced that ball in the middle where there's traffic.
Yeah, you can't pass a ball between 4 or 5 people. You just need to dribble it, put it on the floor, and get it down past the half-court line and set up your offense. To this point, the offense has been working pretty good here in the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game, and that's just what they need to do.
This is Staley now looking outside, but Norwood inside the lob in. Stephanie Jordan off the glass, no, rebounded out of there by Muzzillo. Up ahead, this is Jones, a 3-on-1, setting up, slice, and drive will fall.
Number 25, Stephanie Jordan's been getting a lot of good looks at the basket. She just can't make them fall. IPFW really needs to get the defense on her because eventually their shots are going to start falling for her, and IPFW could be in trouble when that happens.
Lindy Jones has come on, scored 12 points now. For IPFW, she was held scoreless for about the first 6 minutes. Really didn't take a shot from the field. Now 4:30 to go. IPFW with a 6-point lead. This is Jordan. Did she walk? Indeed. Turnover. IPFW having it go their way right now, and I believe you got to make a little hay while you can here because second half, Northern Kentucky is going to put the big players back out on the floor and the players who can score down that low post, and they won't be missing those layups.
That's exactly right. IPFW, they're going to have to remain focused and not let down here at the end of these last 4 minutes of this first half.
Zillow slips around Jordan off the glass, no good. Jordan comes down with the rebound. Norwood on the bounce. She's Morningstar, waiting for Jordan to flash, didn't come through quickly enough. Inside. Rebounded out of there by Morningstar, backing in. 24-20 now, just over 3:40 to go here in the first half. Schreiber now with the ball outside. Sheets.
She shuffled her feet before she put the ball on the floor.
Ben Bowden says she has really come on and she doesn't play like a freshman. And I pointed that fact out to her that she was going to get the start tonight. Jenny Newhart was out with a scratched cornea, and she said, well, I don't really mind that because she doesn't play like a freshman. Played her enough, I don't consider her a freshman anymore. And her defense has been a very big part for IPFW in the early going. We have an inadvertent whistle here. Nancy, how can they do this? They stopped play while Northern Kentucky had the ball on the court to bring Dottie Porch back in. What's the call here?
I think that was just simply an official's error. I don't know. One of the officials may have had his back to the back baseline there and didn't realize that the ball had been put in play before he blew the whistle.
Heck, they were bringing the ball up the floor. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, Dottie Porch is in. Tara Muzzullo is out. Both players have 2 fouls. This is Norwood on the drive. No. And Porch in there for the rebound. Wendy Record coming back from appendix problems on Monday. Team thought she was going to be out for quite a while. She still has that sore region, the abdominal area. She's played well. This is Jones on the drive.
Offensive foul on that. That's very good defense by Northern Kentucky. Lindy just simply got a little impatient there and tried to force something.
(24-20), just under 3 to go. Kelly Norwood with the ball. Dana Morningstar going to slice back outside. Play call for her. Oh, nice design. Jordan and 1.
IPFW is playing a little tired down here at the defensive end. They might need to call a timeout so they can regroup a little bit and get their defense put back together. If Northern Kentucky starts hitting those easy shots, I think IPFW is going to be in trouble here later.
Well, that was one of their best play executions that I've seen. Morningstar set a pick, roll out, and then Jordan just rolled to the basket. Morningstar picked off the IPFW player. Jordan coming out, completing the 3-point play. It's a 1-point lead for IPFW now. This is Jones on the outside. Morningstar. This is a 3, no good. And rebounded out of there by Staley. Staley now on the push. Staley over to Norwood. Skip pass. Jones almost comes up with it. That is a 2. Put inside the line by Morningstar. And Northern Kentucky back with a lead, 25-24.
Northern's really warming up in the offensive end.
This is Sheets inside. Tough pass. Jones can't come up with it. Schreiber picks up the loose change. Now Porch. Loose ball picked up by Record. No rotation. Bottom of the net. Unofficially, I have Wendy with 10 points. She started off doing the scoring early for IPFW. IPFW now 1-point leader. Turnover. Northern Kentucky lives dangerously with those skip passes over the top.
When you make them work, though, it's very difficult to defend that. It really spreads the defense out, and it opens up the middle oftentimes for the low post people.
It has to be done quickly, though, right? I mean,
very
it loses
quickly.
its effectiveness when you just lob them up there.
And it's very important not to make it too lobby because you got to have a little zip on it, or the defense will be able to track it down before it gets to the offensive player.
Too lobby?
That's a technical basketball term.
Okay.
We use that all the time in practice.
Yes. Too lobby. You
Don't
have to
throw
watch.
those too lobby passes.
26-25, IPFW with the lead. 1:20 to go in the first half. Still in the man. Entry pass denied by Porch, stolen out of there by Sheets. She's on the dribble. She's 5'10". Porch did travel. Bad pass. Northern Kentucky 74-3-1 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. And they are a perennial team that finds their way to postseason action. Perennial program, not perennial team, I should say. This is Morningstar. Jones on the break now, has a 2-on-2 up ahead to Sheets. Nice look and the follow.
It's good execution on that fast break.
(28-25). 33 seconds left in the half. Northern Kentucky going to get a 2-for-1 here. Is Janice Staley fouled driving to the basket. First foul on Wendy Record. That is indeed her first. It will be a 1-on-1 situation.
Wendy's been in most of the first half, and I think she just got a little tired there and just didn't get her feet moving.
She's played the entire first half. If I'm not mistaken, Leah Sheets and Lindy Jones have been in the entire first half as well. We'll be having a lane violation here. IPFW in the lane.
I tell you, I don't think there's anything that can frustrate a coach more than a census violation like that. You just anticipate the rebound and you get a little eager, but you just have to stay on this box until the ball hits the rim.
Well, that time it didn't hurt. Sheets out of there with the rebound. IPFW now. So 1 second differential on the shot clock, owning a 2-point lead, 28-26. Recker picked up the dribble, in trouble. Schreiber comes out of there with the ball stolen away by Staley. This is Benorwood on the drive and 2. Schreiber just should have put both hands on the ball and gained control of it. Now 6 seconds, 5. This is Recker on the drive. No good. Rebounded out of there by Northern Kentucky, and that'll do it. Fittingly enough, 28-28. Neither team seemed to have control of this game. And going into the locker room, Lindy Jones has 12 points for IPFW. She is working on the 1,000-point club. Keep an eye on that. She scores 13 more points. She will have her 1,000th point in her career at IPFW.
The way she was shooting this first half, it looks like we might see that tonight.
Might see it. Tight ball game at 28-28. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll have a little analysis. First half, see where the second half's going. Be back. We're on the other side.
celebrating on their birthday. So now a third name is added to the list of man of peace. Major Justice. Now, every January on the third Monday, we pay homage to the man who paved the way for freedom, justice, and equality to make the world a better place for you and me. It's a holiday. It's a gathering for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. King tried to love somebody.
Do you wanna love somebody?
For his sake, put your head away.
Take it to love somebody.
Don't play on the holiday when the fine away.
Everybody loves somebody.
Everybody sing, oh yeah, for Martin Luther King. Come on, let freedom ring, and that's right, for Martin Luther King. Now sing.
Holiday, holiday, King holiday, not a day just for some. It's a day for everyone. We had a dream, now it's up to you.
Had a dream, now it's up to you to see it through, to make it come true. Now do it.
Who do we thank for teaching us that we all have the strength to love? You thank the Prince of Non-Violence for showing us the way. How do we show the children of the day how to live together as one? We'll sing of a king, and his words will light all of our tomorrow.
Dr. King tried to love somebody.
Do you wanna love somebody?
For his sake, put your head away. Take a day.
Take it and love somebody.
Don't play on the holiday. Work to find a better way.
Everybody loves somebody. Everybody sing.
Come on.
For Martin Luther King. Oh yeah.
Let freedom ring.
That's right.
For Martin Luther King. Now do it.
Listen, children of today, don't think love is gone away. It's in your hearts and minds. Not alone. We just take the turn. His love will glow. Open up the window. Let the heavens shine. Every day in your life, yours and mine. Everybody shine. Let it shine, let it shine.
To generation, Dr. King's medication for successful operation is peace for every nation.
Sing, celebrate. Sing, sing, celebrate. For a king, celebrate. Sing, sing, celebrate. Sing, celebrate. Sing, sing, celebrate. For a king, celebrate.
Everybody in the place.
Sing, sing, celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate. For the king, celebrate. Waiting for a king. Celebrate everything you did. Sing, sing, celebrate.
Everybody in the place.
Celebrate, 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 celebrate.
If you think mathematics is all in books you left behind in high school, it's time to think again. There's a new and vital mathematics in the world today, and it's at work in every area of our lives. It enables us to manage more effectively, with better routes, efficient schedules, and economical use of resources. It gives us control over the quality of our products and confidence in new ways to care for our children. It helps us understand the patterns and shapes of geometry as they occur in nature and in art. It makes possible every one of the amazingly diverse things that computers do. It helps us find fair ways to make group decisions and holds out hope for new ways to resolve conflict. Find out how the practical side of today's mathematics is affecting your life. Watch for All Practical Purposes.
As an athlete, it's especially painful to watch cocaine destroy those around me. How could these heroes with so much strength and discipline fall for cocaine? They thought they could control it. That's the big lie. No one controls cocaine. So don't blame them. Learn from them. If you're using cocaine, get help.
Call 1-800-662-HELP.
The college basketball season is underway for 1994-95, and the Great Lakes Valley Conference has been rated by some as the toughest of the NCAA Division II conferences. Join Coach Andy Piazza and me, Matt DeLong, to get a closer look at the IPFW team and this year's competition. First-year IPFW women's basketball coach Pam Bowden is enjoying a fine preseason after coming to IPFW from the University of Alaska Anchorage. She has inherited a club which returns no seniors but still enjoys one of the top ratings in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. We want you to tune in every Wednesday at 7:30 to find out more information about the IPFW women's basketball team all season long.
Okay, we don't need a countdown, do we?
No,
Nancy
we don't.
Townsend along with Paul Faribault. We're at halftime between Northern Kentucky and IPFW, 28-28. Have the official stats here. I'm not sure if I quite agree with them, Nancy, but one point in particular I want to point out, not trying to have a pun there, but 14 points for Lindy Jones, 12 for Wendy Recker, 26 of the 28 points in two players' hands for IPFW.
Yeah, that's not necessarily good for IPFW. If either one of those girls get in foul trouble tonight, it kind of leaves us maybe a little empty-handed on the offensive end. But then again, whoever can put the ball in the basket is really who we should give the ball to.
Right now, the official stats have both teams shooting around 43-45%. That is not the case at all. We've seen numerous opportunities, both teams down the floor, 3 and 4 shots missed at a time. So,
particularly in Northern Kentucky, really the only thing they're doing tonight is improving their rebounding numbers because they're missing so many easy shots in there. Oftentimes it comes right back to them. So.
Well, one thing that Northern Kentucky has to watch out for in this second half, they are in foul trouble. Stephanie Jordan, the forward, has 3 fouls. Angel Donnelly, their center, has 2. Amy Moreland has 2 fouls as well. She's number 11. She's back in.
One thing for IPFW we need to keep an eye on is Leah Sheets, Wendy Recker, and Lindy Jones both played full 20 minutes of the first half, so they might get a little tired here towards mid of the half, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the coach take them out, set them down for a few minutes.
28-28. Norwood starting off with the 3, doesn't go. Mazzullo down with the rebound. Jones now to Recker.
First 3 minutes of the second half are probably one of the most important points of any game. It kind of set the tone and the pace for the whole second half, and take you into the end of the game, you want everything going your way.
Wow, they send Lindy Jones down on a post-up. She can't get position. Now almost a 5 count on Recker. 7 on the shot clock. Mazzullo doesn't realize it. Now 5. Someone's got to put it up. Recker left alone. This is 2. Yes!
Very good presence on IPFW players' parts there to keep an eye on the shot clock. A lot of times it's kind of difficult to do, and you can forget about it out there, but it was very, very good presence by IPFW.
Very effective as well. Take that time off the clock. IPFW not deep. They're playing without Jenny Newhart tonight down in the low post. She has a scratch cornea. Won't know until tomorrow if she'll be back for Saturday's game. Steal. Zullo knocked it away. This is Recker. Recker ahead. Sheets took steps. Not called, and it counts.
She got away with a walk there, Paul.
Goes in the books anyway. 32-28 IPFW.
IPFW staying in their man-to-man defense. They continue to front the post players. It's been pretty effective for them this evening.
Outside, but Norwood can't beat it. And Jones off with the rebound. Northern Kentucky is going to have to hit some of those outside shots.
Yeah, it's going to be very important for them. There again is that bounce pass, entry pass is so important. You cannot make a chest pass into the post.
And that was Jordan with a knockaway. She has 3 fouls. But Norwood got away with steps in the foul. Push off on Recker.
Northern Kentucky's leading tonight in turnovers with 13. IPFW has 11, but still those aren't very good numbers for either team.
Well, IPFW started off with 6 turnovers in the first 5.5 minutes. They really had trouble with the Northern Kentucky press, and Northern Kentucky has been making the shots, so they can't put that press on. See if they press after this free throw. First one is good by Norwood. She has 5 points now, going for number 6. Gets it. It's a 2-point ball game. In the ball game will be Janice Staley, and yes, Northern Kentucky will press. 1-2-2 press. And their big people will be back, Jordan and Donnelly. Now IPFW has it broken, 3-on-2 ahead.
IPFW broke the press the best way you can there by passes. Quick passes. It's very difficult to dribble through a press.
And Schreiber picks up the foul. This is Schreiber.
I won't
That
be
is
surprised.
her second.
Excuse me, Paul. I won't be surprised to see Northern pick up the press again. They're really effective there in the first half, but again, the foul trouble and the need for substitution, I think, led Coach Winslow to pull it off.
Just the fact that IPFW has 3 players looking like they're going to get 35, 36 plus minutes in tonight. Sheets, Recker, and Jones. IPFW really stacking it down low. Mazzullo fronting Angel Donnelly really well. Schreiber comes out of there with a steal, knocked away. Staley up with it. This is Morningstar inside. Donnelly misses. What do we have here? Mazzullo knocked the ball away, and we have a personal foul going the other way.
Just arms and legs going everywhere on that play, Paul.
That is a foul on, we get that too. Moreland picks that up. That's her
Amy
third.
Moreland.
And IPFW with a 2-point lead. This is Sheets, not going to shoot it from 18. Jones had Sheets wide open in the post with Moreland on her back. You see Northern Kentucky immediately going to that matchup zone to protect their players in foul trouble. When you play zone, you block area instead of a person. IPFW with the board. Jones inside.
IPFW really worked hard that time down the floor, but the spacing was too close on that. They're kind of on top of each other, and that's why they didn't come away with the bucket.
Tough entry pass for Sheets, but the lane was there. 32-30. 4 minutes into the second half.
Number 25, Stephanie Jordan for Northern, really working hard in there. She can really clear space when she wants to.
Shows the touch from 17, ties the game at 32, and here's that press again. IPFW beat it the last time with Jones slicing through right in the middle of the court. Dribbles it up this time, medium pressure. Zullo trying to establish post position. And Janice Staley popped off her player, stole the ball, and Donnelly running the floor, gets the basket, 2-point lead for Northern Kentucky.
I think Donnelly's going to be really important to stay in the game tonight for Northern Kentucky. She just needs to be a little extra careful on defense and move her feet, not her hands, to stay in the game for Northern if they want to win tonight.
Wendy Recker beats the press, but not a lot of time on the clock, already down to 15. Shriver, turnaround was there. I believe that was Moreland playing off. She has 3 fouls, lets her shoot it, comes down with the board. Now Moreland looking to push it. Donnelly was open, 3 seconds in the paint, but not called. There she is again in the paint. Zullo doing a good job fronting her. Almost stolen away by Jones. What do we have? A block on Jones.
She almost had her feet set there. That was a pretty close call, but it was good hustle on Jones's part.
Donnie Porch is going to come into the contest now for IPFW. Zullo coming out. A little winded right now. Tara's done a good job, sophomore out of DeKalb High School.
I'm really impressed with her. She really gets down on the post, works really hard. She has a pretty good ability to get herself open.
There's a lot of banging going on down there.
We saw that
from the outside. That's Moreland.
Remember, we saw that in the first half, Paul. The inbounder stepping in there. IPFW needs to remember that.
Second time it's worked for a basket. 36-32. Philippa Norwood back in. Northern Kentucky. Moreland out. That will be a pre-press for Moreland. They need her shooting.
She played 16 minutes in the first half, so I think Coach Winstall's trying to get her rested here in the early second half, anticipating her being in at the end of the game.
Blocking foul called on Janice Staley. That time that play, give the assist, although it won't show up in the books, to Leah Sheets. Broke the pressure by herself and found Recker on the wing.
That's what IPFW is going to have to continue to do. They're just going to have to take it to the basket and really pound the boards to try to draw fouls on Northern and get them even deeper into trouble. Of course, the other part of that is hitting the free throws, which, as you mentioned earlier, a poor 67% from the free throw line for IPFW. That's not going to win too many games.
4 of 6 in the first half. Wendy Recker was 2 of 2. Misses his second, rebounded out of there by Jordan. 36-33, Norwood. Good entry pass inside. Jones got a lot of ball, but also got some wrist as well. And that is second foul on Lindy. Scratch that. That is her 3rd foul. She picked up another one, so she picked up 2 and 2 successive trips down the floor. And that hurts. Lindy Jones going for a milestone tonight, 1,000-point, and one player that was going for a milestone, perhaps maybe on Saturday, Jenny Newhart. We know she's listening at home, and hope she comes back. I understand that was a pretty bad finger in the eye there. So I'd like to see her come back and do well. She had really been coming on for IPFW, especially offensively the past few games, leading scorer at Ashland, I think, with 19. And they could use her now. Big body in the low post with some touch, the left-hander. Inside, Sheets inside, blocked by Jordan.
It's good defense by Northern Kentucky to pick up on that. Help side defense came from the backside there and blocked that away.
Just to finish that point, Jenny Newhart has 77 career blocks. The record held by Pam Edwards is 80.
Pam, a teammate of mine.
Yes, and I bet you got to see the ball a lot when Pam was in there, boy. She was really effective down the low post.
She was. She was tough as nails underneath the basket. We didn't mess with Pam too much in practice. We kind of let her have her way.
Norwood airing it out. That one bounced about 3 times after it cleared the backboard, the bottom of the backboard. she runs hot and cold. She's been out there around three-point range, hit a couple long jumpers early in the game. Now IPFW will have to contend with the press. Well, if you can't make the basket, throw it out of bounds. What we have here, travel on Mazzullo.
IPFW needs to send somebody in the middle of the press there to kind of break it, and then send somebody down the sideline. I'm sure that's probably what they're supposed to do, but sometimes that doesn't always happen.
38-33, Lindy Jones will not be on the bench long. Rebounded by McCarthy, and she is fouled on the putback. Timeout. Pam Bowden going to talk about it. Her team has fallen behind a 10-1 run for Northern Kentucky, and they lead this ball game 38-33. 14-18 to go in the second half, rather. Now, while we have this moment, I want to let you know about Channel 6 and how you can get involved. College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecast, and it is free to receive your Channel 6 program guide. Send your name, address, and zip code to there on your screen. Channel 6 IPFW, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805. The zip 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East. Of course, it's Fort Wayne, Indiana. You can always call us at 481-6000. Pick it up. And later on tonight, right after this game, take about a 20-minute break between contests. The men, IPFW, only 3-9. They're going to get a shot at Northern Kentucky. The men's squad is ranked 15th in Division II. And oh, that will be a sweet win for Coach Andy Piazza. Get his team back on track. They're young, and they are hurting as well as the IPFW women's team. Ryan Bond out with a sprained ankle, and Jason Burkhart, another big guy, is anemic, just diagnosed as anemic. So they're going to have some problems down the low post tonight against Northern Kentucky. They got a bunch of 6'7" leapers on that squad. We didn't see Lindy Jones come back in. She is on the bench. Next to her is Barb Derry. IPFW does indeed have problems with the press the next two or three trips up the floor. Expect to see them in. McCarthy hits the first. It's now a 6-point lead for Northern Kentucky. Make it 7, 40-33. This is Shriver now. Over to Recker. Recker's got a double team. They beat it using the pass. This is Shriver. There is no 10-second count in women's basketball, but there is a short shot clock. It's Porch down low, spin move in the post, doesn't go, rebounded out of there by Mazzullo.
Really good rebound from Mazzullo there.
Strong side rebound. Porch carving out some space. Nice entry pass by Shriver.
Not only was that a great pass, but it was a really good post up there. She really cleared it, made herself wide, and drew the foul.
Put the defender on her back.
That's where IPFW really misses Junie Neward down low under there, getting the ball, and I think she'd be really effective against Northern Kentucky.
Not only that, Jenny 6'1". What we have here, travel outside Leah Sheets, and we're going to have a player coming in. Lindy Jones back in. IPFW can't afford any more turnovers. Angel Donnelly in as well for Northern Kentucky.
We'll probably see the Northern Kentucky girls really take it to Lindy with their 3 fouls to try to draw that 4th foul out of her.
Yeah, it's one of the first times she's had a rest tonight. Fighting through a pick, going to be a foul on Mazzullo.
I don't think anybody called that pick out for her.
And she ran over Stephanie Jordan. It's the 6th team foul on IPFW. They were the beneficiary of the first half of the 1-and-1. Approximately 9 minutes to go. With 13 minutes to go, pick up number 6. What do we have right here?
I think it was a reaching foul on Teresa Shriver, 30.
13:30 to go. Northern Kentucky is going to live at the foul line the rest of the way. Shriver picks up her 4th foul. Barb Derry in the contest now for IPFW.
IPFW really came out flat here in the second half. I know as a player, a lot of times it's difficult to come out fired up after a long halftime. It might sound odd, but that was always the worst part of the game for me was halftime. going in there and sitting down and getting cold and trying to get warmed up with usually only a few minutes left on the clock.
Well, I tell you, IPFW came out on a 4-0. He scored the first 2 baskets, 4-0 run, and since then it has been a 14-1 run for Northern Kentucky, and it really hasn't seemed that bad for IPFW. They're just missing shots and turning the ball over.
I think the press, Northern Kentucky's press, has affected them a little bit more here in the second half than it did in the first half. Again, I think IPFW just needs to, calm down a little bit and just take it slow. And when IPFW's been able to come down and set their offense up, they've been pretty effective either in getting the basket or at least drawing the foul on Northern.
That is the 3rd foul on Angel Donnelly. 4th team foul. It was a shooting foul, so Recker will have 2. She's been perfect from the line, 5 for 5 tonight.
Recker's been a popular name here at IPFW in the last couple of years.
And I don't think Kim Recker was a sister. She was a related cousin, I believe. But Annie Recker is a freshman guard. And boy, that DeKalb connection has treated IPFW quite nicely.
Yes, it has.
Sarah Mazzullo is also from DeKalb High School. And a pushing foul here, a block on Jordan. That's number 4.
There's a lot of local talent here in the Northeast Indiana area, and it's nice that we can keep them here at IPFW. IPFW is a nice place to play, really. It's really a good competitive basketball, Division II. You got a chance for a national tournament. A lot of NAIA schools maybe not doing off of that. So.
Lindy Jones with a shot knocked down after the play. No foul called. Jones with a steal and a save to Porch. And Jones back the other way. Just to finish that point on Stephanie Jordan, they say officially that is only her 3rd foul. Quite a difference from number 4, Jordan, who stays in the game. This is Porch outside, driving down the lane, foul on the floor against Jordan. Well, now we got 4. And all of a sudden, the foul situation is starting to even out. 6th-team foul on Northern Kentucky. 42-35. Coach Nancy Wentzel of Northern Kentucky going to take a timeout. Doesn't want to let this lead slip away. And while Northern Kentucky takes this timeout, we'll take a chance to tell you a little bit more about programming on IPFW right after this break. Straightened out. Recker inbounding the ball between the lines. And I guess we'll do a little radio play-by-play here. Bob Derriell on top of the point, 3-point line, down to Mazzullo. Mazzullo trying to enter the low post. Angel Donnelly throwing. Official said his last tip by Donnelly. IPFW inbound, 19 on the shot clock. Always trying different things to please the viewing audience at home.
That's right.
Mazzullo from 17 drops it, and a little wolfing going on between her and Donnelly back down the floor.
They've been exchanging elbows here in the last couple minutes of the game.
Donnelly is slightly bigger than Mazzullo. See if they try and get the ball to her. They're trying to work it down in the low post. Now just 12 on the clock. Mazzullo doing a good job fronting. This is Morningstar going baseline. Yes. 44-37. Barb Derry now with the ball. Derry played some point last year for IPFW. Jones for three, doesn't go, in and out, and rebounded out of there by Moreland. Barb Derry now has moved to shooting guard more this year. But she can handle the ball against the press, has good ball handling skills. This is Donnelly from 10. Offensive rebound by Allison McCarthy. She will be going to the line.
Tara just got in a bad position there. Because she was fronting her, spun around and kind of got caught on her hip. That's her fourth foul.
Big foul. She has to come out. Leah Sheets back in, and Zullo was very good post defender tonight.
Yes, she was. We'll probably see Tara come in about the 7 or 6 minute mark if we can hold them off that long.
11:19 to go, and a 7-point lead for Northern Kentucky, and Northern Kentucky taking the opportunity to substitute Regina Webb in for Kelly Norwood.
I wouldn't be surprised to see IPFW pick up a little full court press of their own here, particularly with the injury to the Northern Kentucky point guard.
Stolen away by Recker. It's a 3-on-1. Recker going all the way.
That was a nice play by Recker. She had the Northern girl spinning around. It's always good to take it to them when you got them turned around like that.
Straight to the rim to cut it to 5. This is from the outside. Morningstar missing. We're going to get a foul called on her. She was holding jersey. She grabbed the jersey of Lindy Jones. I'm going to get it out of the way right now. I have Chuck Marlowe disease worse than anybody could ever have it tonight. My brain is misfiring so badly tonight. Lindy Jones, and Lindy Jones has not scored in this half. 14 in the half coming in. Needed 25 entering the game tonight to reach 1,000.
She can hit a couple free throws here. That might get her confidence up, and we might see her start going to the basket a little bit more here.
Oh, misses the front end, and that hurts.
IPFW is really going to do those free throws if they want to stay in the game here tonight. So Northern Kentucky is going to continue to push it.
Now Donnelly is out of the game. McCarthy is the low post. Porch with a steal, picks up the ball, has Clear driving in front of her, and banks home. Really good play by Porch there. Good position. Cut off the passing lane there, knocked the ball down, was able to take it down for an easy score. No one picked up for Norwood. McCarthy comes out of there with the board. What do we have? A foul on Porch, I believe. Either way, it's going against IPFW. McCarthy will be shooting a 1-and-1. Check that. The foul is on Derry. That is her first, Barb Derry. This is one of the problems you run into when you front defensive post players, because when the shot goes up, a lot of times it's difficult to get around and get in good rebounding position. Well, how does the team make up for that as McCarthy hits the first? You have help side defense sliding down from the wings. How does a team block out that player? A lot of times that's what it takes. It takes a wing person to slide down sometimes in front of the offensive player who now makes herself in good rebounding position. Just really need to be alert. A lot of times you can let off the defensive player or offensive player and they might kind of misstep a little bit. You can step around them. McCarthy hits both free throws, and Porch sensed that Amy Moreland was in position, took steps to turnover. IPFW trailing by 5. I found it kind of easier too if I stepped on her foot that way, Paul. See, they couldn't jump then. Well, is that illegal, or is that just a what? It's a veteran move. It's a veteran move. It's okay as long as you don't get caught. Let's see if they pull any of that off down the low post. McCarthy certainly has hurt them with offensive rebounding. 11 on the shot clock. This is Morningstar. You notice Lindy Jones there, she just kind of stood her ground. Again, that foul trouble, she's really keeping it in the back of her mind. So, like I said earlier, I'll expect to see Northern really take it to her. Jones with 3 personal fouls. He's not scored in the second half after getting off 14 in the first. Bad entry pass, and the bailout. Foul on McCarthy. I believe that's 4 on her. Who, me? That is indeed the call. McCarthy is guilty of number 4. And foul trouble for Northern Kentucky in the low post. This might be the time you want to swing it to Dottie Porch and Leah Sheets down there.
Both teams are in the 1-1 now, so can't express the importance of these free throws. The last 9 minutes here of the game.
Dottie Porch coming in from the free throw line on the year, 20 of 35. And that's the third 1-1, I believe, front end that has been missed tonight by IPFW in the second half. So not helping themselves from 15 feet. Ooh, a ticky-tack foul on Porch. That's number 4 on her.
I think we're seeing both teams here a little ragged, a little tired, and not moving their feet as much as they should on defense.
That's only the third foul on Porch. McCarthy, who hit 2 free throws just a minute ago, hits another one. Coming into this game, McCarthy was only averaging 4 points. So she has really hurt IPFW. She's going to come out now. Donnelly back in. What a pickup off the bench for Northern Kentucky tonight. Here's the press again. Sheets with the ball. The double team over now. Jones up ahead to Record. Sees Jones once Porch down underneath. Instead will slide by his screen and get 2.
Nice little dump in there by Jones. That lane, that middle of that lane has been open all night. They just need to put the ball on the floor and take it to him. Just over 8 minutes to go here.
Offensive foul on Donnelly, pushed off. Forearm in the back of Porch, and Porch will try and make IPFW.
Seeing the intensity level increase here a little bit, Paul.
Well, Donnelly's had a rough game. She was an all-conference player last year, and she's just not been able to carve out enough space. The fronting that IPFW has done tonight has been the right strategy.
I'm really impressed with IPFW's defense this evening. They're very good on the fronting and very good on the help side. Putting a lot of pressure on the guards out front, which makes it difficult to make those entry-level passes into the post players.
That's probably a bigger key, really. I mean, you can't have point guard roaming free. That's out of bounds off Janice Staley. Roaming free and able to pick in and enter at will.
No, it is. As a point guard, I mean, it's much easier if somebody's playing off you to set the offense and hit the open person. But when you have somebody waving their arms in front of you and threatening to steal the ball, it makes it tough to make those good passes.
2-on-1 closed up by Staley, took away the angle. And just to get back to that point, if you're playing tight on the point guards, they got to lob it in. They don't have that free passing lane. And then you get some of those 2 lobby passes.
We know how
boom, going back the other way. 50-43 to score. Northern Kentucky. 8:15 to go with the ball. This is Janice Staley outside. Amy Moreland looking inside once Donnelly. Double team. You'll see Barb Derry slip down and help out whenever she can. IPFW in a matchup right now.
It's a nice little drive from Northern. According to my stats here, Paul, we've had 4 lobby passes, not 2.
Ooh. And going to take some air out of the ball right now, Northern Kentucky. Up by 9, going to look and see if they can get it to Donnelly. Inside indeed. She turns.
Excellent position on Donnelly's part on that play. There was nothing more IPFW could do but just put her hands up.
Might need a timeout. Dottie Porch, who is guarding her, is really winded right now. This is Wendy Recker ahead to Sheets running the floor for 2.
IPFW keeps that up. You'll see that press drop right off here in about 2 minutes.
Good play by Sheets. She's only a freshman. She's going to be a ball player.
There's a lot of young talent here for IPFW. IPFW is going to have a good, strong program here the next few years.
Offensive foul. Porch takes the charge, and boy, takes a little rest on the floor as well.
Those charges sometimes can take the wind out of your sails, that's for sure.
Player controlled, so no free throws. Porch missed the front end twice on 1-and-1s. Missoula will come back in. IPFW trailing by 9, 54-45. And there's Sheets ahead to Record. Another good decision by Sheets, and Record makes Northern Kentucky pay.
IPFW slowly getting back into this game, primarily by breaking that press and having some good breakaway layups, drawing the fouls like this.
3-point play chance for Wendy Recker. 7-minute mark can cut the lead to 6. She does. 54-48. Sort of similar to the first half for IPFW. I mean, that press gave them trouble at the beginning of the first half. Northern Kentucky getting in foul trouble in the middle of the half, and IPFW able to just push it inside and do well at the free throw line. Moreland off the creation.
Tara Mazzillo's back in the game, so we see IPFW probably taking it inside a little bit more.
This is Jones.
Another
with a
very
hop
good drive
step,
to the
but
basket.
boy, Lindy Jones is probably the best finisher on this IPFW team. Inside, knocked away, Mazzullo ahead to Sheets. 2-on-1 up ahead to Derry. Back to Sheets. No! Mazzullo there with a weak side board, puts it back, and rebounded out of there by Staley. 56-50. Oh my, 3-on-4 with Moreland finding Donnelly all alone underneath.
Things are getting a little ragged out there for both teams. I think we'll see a timeout here pretty soon.
Jones will be going to the free throw line. That foul is on Amy Moreland. Number 4 on her.
Lindy's one of IPFW's better free throw shooters, just under 75%.
Stephanie Jordan back in the game. Janice Staley coming out.
Substitution here. Number 30, Janice Staley coming in the game. Amy Moreland taking a break.
Lindy Jones sitting on 18 points. Magic number tonight, 25. Make that 19. Gets them both, cuts it to 6 points. Plenty of time left for IPFW. Still staying in a man. Sheets now on Morningstar. The lob into Jordan. Good help side with Mazzullo. Rebounded there by Donnelly with a putback. No. Morningstar with another offensive rebound. Finally, IPFW, Lindy Jones pulls it down and going all the way coast to coast, picks up a foul.
IPFW is really taking it to Northern Kentucky here the last few minutes of the game.
Jones a little woozy at the foul line. Got cracked right side of the head. Jones, the leading scorer for IPFW with 20.
Good shooter's touch on that free throw.
What happens when someone who's shooting about 33% gets a roll like that? What's that called?
Luck.
Okay. No luck involved there. A little string music. And Jones just 3 away from 1,000, but more importantly, closes the gap to 4 points.
Nice move.
See that foul trouble foremost in Jones' mind, has 3, and Morningstar drives baseline. Oh, geez, hard drop by Norwood. She banged her head hard on that one. I think she just got her feet tangled up with Jones.
That was a good no call actually on the officials' part, because it was just one of those no harm things. Could have gone either way, but she did hit the floor awfully hard.
She hit it square with the back of her head. I mean, there was nothing to break her fall, and she hit the floor with the back of her head. She's moving around.
Might have just knocked the wind out of her, scared her, if nothing else. Both coaches taking this opportunity to talk to the players.
Well, I'm doing a little lip reading there. I guess that comes in part of the job description for anybody who sits on the sidelines, but she's saying she's all right. She said, I'm fine, I'm okay. Of course, the true indicator of that would be when you hold up how many fingers and you know.
Right.
I've had that happen to me before where they hold up how many fingers and you just guess at it. You figure you're holding up one hand, normally it's 2 or 3, you just take a guess at it.
I find 3 to be the best guess. More times than not, they're holding up 3.
Oh, that's a good sign. Kelly Norwood up and moving. She's a freshman from Salina, Ohio, and I believe one of the better players in Northwest Ohio last year. I remember her name cropping up quite a bit, and it normally would have 20 or 30 points behind it.
I'm sure we'll see her back in the game here shortly. I think she just got a little shaken up. She'll be back in the game. She's a competitor.
She was put in the first half for her shooting. Hasn't done a lot of it in the second half. Northern Kentucky really concentrating on pounding it down low.
This game in the second half here is really getting physical.
And there's the matchup. Mazzullo fronting Donley. Webb now with a post up on Derry and one.
I think Derry got caught up on her hip there and just couldn't make it around. It's a good free throw by Regina Webb.
63-54, 4.5 to go. IPFW will have to make use of every possession here. You have to get something positive each time down the floor. Here's Mazzullo inside. Good look to Derry. Turnover.
IPFW is going to just have to remain patient here on the offensive end, work the ball around. They've been pretty successful. They've shown a little patience in getting it inside, getting the easy basket, or once again drawing the foul.
But it's starting to slip away right now. 9 points. The deficit.
With the 3-point shot now, at being down by 7 or 9 points with a few minutes to go isn't as dire straits as it used to be, especially with the good shooters like Jones and Recker.
Jones is a leading three-point shooter on the team, and she doesn't put up that many. This is Staley. They ran the clock all the way down to 3. Battle for the board. Mazzullo comes out of there, tried to get it ahead to Sheets, and she turned the ball over. Something very positive about Leah Sheets, though. She runs the floor. She is on the front of every break opportunity there is for IPFW, and she's not. It's not like she's releasing early.
Oh, and
she's
she
just
often
getting
starts
out
underneath the basket.
Good hustle play, but turned the ball over that time. The pass a little short. Had to reach behind her.
That's what we call a good lane filler.
They need someone in the lane right now because the clock is draining away. 3:30 and under to go.
We'll see Northern really work that clock here.
And they'll work it. Perfection that time. Morningstar with another bucket. She is starting to come on in the second half. And IPFW trailing by double digits. First time in the ball game. Double-digit lead for either team, and Jones to the line.
That was a good drive, although it looked like she forced it a little bit, but it's good. It gets her on the free throw line. Again, she's a good free throw shooter, shooting 75%. Kind of gives the girls an opportunity to catch their breath, too, and for them maybe to set up the press on a made free throw. I wouldn't be surprised to see IPFW really pressure the ball.
Gets the first again. Jones needs 25 tonight. For 1,000. She now has 23. 24. And the lead back down to 9, 65-56, 3:05 to go.
Stephanie Jordan just took that ball right away from Tara there. IPFW was able to get it back on the jump ball.
This time the sub is going to get in time. Webb back in. Moreland coming out. It's going to be offense-defense substitution pattern. 2:40 to go. IPFW needs some three-pointers. Look for Jones. Try and swing it to that side. Jones pops out. Zulo in trouble. Gets it away off Northern Kentucky. Clock will not reset. 15 on the shot clock. And Webb fouling Jones.
I think we're glad to see Webb get the foul on that because I think Jones may have gotten the charging call on that.
Third foul on Webb.
Possession arrows facing Northern Kentucky's way. So if you see a tie up with the ball, it'll go Northern Kentucky.
Trailing by 9. Not a very glorious way to get 1,000 point. Probably would have been a little more exciting to have a 3 to win the game or something like that, but Lindy Jones has been perfect from the line tonight. Have her for 8 of 8. Chance to build on that. And that is .1000. She joins Pam Edwards, who made it last year, coming back from Achilles tendon, torn Achilles tendon problem. Jones now with 26. That cuts the lead to 7, and IPFW with the press. This is Jordan. Having trouble, gets out of it. Now it's a 2-on-1. Moreland looking for Donley. Instead, we'll pull it out.
Northern Kentucky broke our press very effectively there. I believe that's the first time we pressed tonight, isn't it?
Tried it a little bit early in the first half, but post defense that time not very good by Mazzullo. Back to 9. This is Jones.
For a 3.
Only a 2. She had a foot on the line. Her right foot indeed was on the line. 67-60. 28 for Jones. Almost stolen away, and Recker couldn't control the ball.
Moreland's really pushing Mazzillo out for the basket. I expect to see a lob into Moreland here. Tara allows herself to get pushed out so high on the post.
Blocking foul on Jordan. Exactly what you don't want.
If you're Northern Kentucky.
A little confusion now. Thought Northern Kentucky singled a timeout. Instead, it's Jordan's 5th foul, so they have a minute to replace the player. McCarthy is going to come in. And Pam Bowden will indeed take a timeout. Chance to cut it to 5. Well, now the announcement comes from down low. That's not right. Lindy Jones did go over the 1,000 point nonetheless, though. I have her for 28, so we'll have to check that.
That's quite an honor for Lindy or any player who scores 1,000 points, although individual honors don't seem to mean as much to you while you're playing. But once she gets out of school, she'll look back and realize what she did and what a great accomplishment it was.
Right, she's only a junior. Well, it's a pretty good crowd out here tonight, about 400 or 500 people. And you too can join in the excitement of IPFW athletics by participating in the Royal Dons Club. Royal Dons Club is the official booster club for IPFW athletic teams. Members enjoy priority seating at all IPFW sports events. Food and refreshments in the hospitality room. Admission to IPFW sports media luncheons in association with other Mastodon supporters. For more information about becoming a member of the Royal Dons Club, call Lisa Moreland, 481-6027, 481-6027.
We'll probably see IPFW continue their press. We might see them try to really go for the steal and maybe do some intentional fouling out there to get the ball back. Northern Kentucky, again, is not a very good free throw shooting team.
61% on the
61%.
season. This is Sheets from the line. Clutch free throw, cuts it to 6. You have to foul.
Yeah.
30-second shot clock. 131 left in the contest.
Yeah, it's very difficult to score without the ball, and oftentimes the only way to get it back, particularly Northern, has been protecting the ball fairly well tonight.
And a miss by Sheets, in and out. It's really almost a 3-possession game for IPFW. You don't count on IPFW to make the 3-pointer. This is Moreland now with the ball at top. Guarded by Sheets. Double team, knocked away. Almost a steal. There is a steal, but Porch gets called for the foul.
Again, that's still a good foul. Forces Northern Kentucky on the free throw line, and IPFW will get the ball back here.
Gina Webb back in the game. It's the 4th foul on Dottie Porch. 1 and 1. And a good foul. IPFW with a chance to cut to 3. This is Jones outside. Recker loading for 3. Yes!
Very well executed play.
67-64. 1 minute left in the game.
IPFW really putting the pressure on.
Northern Kentucky calls a timeout. Nancy Wenzel, coach of Northern Kentucky, wanting to get Amy Moreland in. It's a 3-point game. 23 on the shot clock, 55 on the game clock. So IPFW will get the ball back.
Amy Moreland, one of Northern Kentucky's better free throw shooters, still only at 71%.
Okay, let's look at the lineup right now, Nancy, and see who Northern Kentucky will have in. If you are indeed, you don't foul this possession, I don't believe, if you're IPFW down the court.
No, there's still plenty of time on the clock, 55 seconds. The shot clock for Northern is down to 23 seconds, so IPFW get the ball back with relatively a large amount of time on the clock. And they won't necessarily need a 3-point basket down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for a 2 right now, and hoping to get the ball back and then go for a 3 if necessary.
Okay, so in the lineup will be Allison McCarthy, Dana Morningstar, who just missed the front end of a 1 and 1, Jana Staley, Amy Moreland, and Angel Donnelly. This is Morningstar to trigger.
Again, a possession arrow still pointing Northern Kentucky's way.
Double team. Record might have flipped an ankle. 10 on the clock. This is Moreland with a key bucket. Now it's 5.
We'll probably see a 3-point attempt here on IPFW.
Boom!
Lindy Jones for 3.
Jones drops it from the top of the key. Now it's a 2-point game.
IPFW really putting the pressure on. Lindy Jones there trying to draw the foul.
IPFW will have to foul. There's only a 2-second differential on the shot and game clock, and there's Sheets.
Very important for the IPFW to go for the ball and not just go for the blatant foul. Northern, in that case, we get 2 attempts from the free throw line and also possession.
Timeout IPFW. 67-69, and Northern Kentucky will have a 1 and 1.
These are great games to play in, Paul. Really get your adrenaline up, and you're really focusing, concentrating on the game and what you have to do.
Well, it's been a good comeback for IPFW. They were down at one point 65-54. They've come back on a pretty good run, 13-4 run. Positive if even if IPFW comes out of here with a loss, that they have the capability to come back. Tune in to Channel 6.
Shore at Morehead City, North Carolina. On 2 November, the Zodiac raft was found.
Good team this year. The men will follow at 8 o'clock. You can catch all the action here on Channel 6. That's 6 for the women, 8 o'clock for the men this Saturday. University of Indianapolis in town. Northern Kentucky is going to pull their players from the free throw line. This is a 1-and-1. They must have a lot of faith in Amy Moreland.
We can expect to see Jones or Recker taking a 3-point shot at the other end.
Oh my, she misses, back rimming. 71% free throw shooter, and IPFW with a chance to tie or win. Partially blocked, that should go IPFW's way. I guess not. Thought Regina Webb got a piece of that.
Looked like to me she got a piece of Lindy's arm on that shot.
That's what Lindy was saying. She got hacked on the forearm. Instead, 11 seconds to go.
We need a quick foul here. Very good foul.
Janice Staley will be going to the free throw line. She hits at 65%.
Still plenty of time, Paul. There's 11 seconds. If Northern Kentucky would miss this free throw, there's still plenty of time to get the ball down the floor. And even time to set up a good play and a good shot. It'd be probably good if they could get a shot off with 6 to 5 seconds left in order to get a rebound and maybe a putback.
It's Pam Bowden with Lindy Jones, I'm sure, explaining the situation. If she makes, and there is no 10 foul, 2-shot rule at the free throw line in effect for the women's game. Staley puts that to rest with a free throw anyway. It's a 3-point lead for Northern Kentucky. Pam Bowden going to take a timeout and explain all the situations that could occur.
I'm sure Coach Winstall's telling her players that whatever you do, don't foul. It's still important to get in their face and play good defense, but the worst thing Northern Kentucky could do right now is foul. Of course, if you foul somebody behind a 3-point line, they'll get 3 free throws, which is one of the best changes in basketball they had in a long time.
Well, they've got the big lineup in down low. And Regina Webb, I will imagine, will be on Lindy Jones. She's looking for Lindy Jones right now. She's watching her, and yes, she's going to go shadow her.
And when IPFW takes a shot, we can surely see all 5 players crash on the board to try to get that rebound and put it back in.
This is Staley. And she gets the creeper over the front rim. There's Jones now. The clock has not started yet. Oh, what a break. Got about 3 seconds, and Webb comes up with a block. Ball's down on the floor, and the tie-up goes to Northern Kentucky. Well, there was a little home cooking going on there, and then all of a sudden the clock never stopped. Nancy Wenzel wants to say the game's over. She heard the buzzer sound. What are we going to have here? She's going with open hand to Pam Bowden.
She wants to say good game and get out of here with a win.
Boy, that would be a good win for Northern Kentucky. 7-4 coming in, 3-1 in the conference. The only loss, and it's no crime to lose to Southern Indiana. They are undefeated this year and a powerhouse team. Jump ball, it is going to be, or did we have a foul call? I believe we did. Missoula found out. They called a foul, so really doesn't. How much time did they put on the clock? 5 seconds?
That's unfortunate when there's problems with the timekeeper. They get in the game just as much as everybody else does, and I think they kind of lose track.
Well, Lindy Jones was over the half-court line, and the clock was still on 11.
And then they let it run out after the whistle blew with the Missoula foul. They continued to let it run out.
If we talk about back-to-back defense, Regina Webb twice on Lindy Jones in her face. First time Mata got away with a foul. Second time, last time down the court, all ball.
That's very good defense on Webb's part. Very, very good substitution on Coach Winstall's part too, and getting her in the game.
71-67, 5 seconds left. Northern Kentucky will be going to the free throw line for a 1-1. So this one is about in the books. Good contest. Both men's teams waiting in the wings. They will start approximately 20 minutes after this game is over. That will be on Channel 6 as well. Bruins a comeback from IPFW. 13-4 run late. Closed within 2. And IPFW will fall to 1-3 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Going to be awful tough to climb that mountain now.
As we discussed at the beginning of the show, it's really important to win these home games, because it's really, really tough to win on the road at these Great Lakes Valley schools.
Allison McCarthy will be going to the free throw line. That's 1-1. You have a 5-point play. This is the time to trot it out. Maybe a 6-point play. McCarthy hits the first. 72-67. McCarthy has been deadly. Only 4-point scoring coming into tonight's game has hurt IPFW. Record for 3 at the buzzer, no. That's your final, 73-67. Northern Kentucky goes to 8-4. IPFW 7-5, 1-3 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Big effort tonight from Lindy Jones, and I think Wendy Recker had a dynamite night as well for IPFW. Got a little tired in the late going, but did the majority of the ball handling. And we get a chance. We'll have Lindy Jones down on the floor. She scored her 1,000-point plus change tonight. Have her down with 28. We'll check that officially. The final one more time, 73 Northern Kentucky, 67 IPFW. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with Lindy Jones on the floor after these messages.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western World will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Mental illness. We fear it. We laugh at it.
This guy's lost his
We scorn it. We think it's shameful.
But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
Excuse me, ma'am, can you help us? I'm sorry, Sir, please help our brother. Ma'am, we need some blood for our brother. Please.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Sir? Please, ma'am.
Oh, not now, baby.
Our brother really needs blood. Can you help us?
Imagine if you had to ask for blood to save the life of someone you love. Next time the American Red Cross asks, give blood, please.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
My hero, Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero, Mrs. Wooten,
If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series for all practical purposes.
You made it! Hey, I couldn't have gotten through physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
It's not fair.
That's all right. I'm gonna get a job, you know, I'm gonna start working, I'm gonna save, and I'll be in college in another year or two.
So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich. Okay.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Vince, come on, we're late.
This headbagging is more fun than going through a windshield.
Good night from Iron Maiden. Drive home safe. Remember to strap yourselves in with your safety belts. You don't want to end up like Eddie.
Belt up. Don't be a dummy.
Time for a little math test. What's the common denominator of the following situations? Time's up, and the answer is algebra. Not what you expected? Neither is the new PBS series I'm hosting. I'm Saul Garfunkel, and the series is called In Simplest Terms. Join me as we bring college algebra down to earth.
Welcome back to IPFW, where we saw the IPFW Lady Dons fall to GLVC opponent Northern Kentucky in a tightly contested contest here. Northern Kentucky won by a score of 73-67. It was a hard-fought game. It was very close throughout, but Northern Kentucky was able to pull it out at the end. We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cablecast of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we are able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. However, your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to Channel 6 at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. And please remember to make your check out to Indiana Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designate it for College Cable Access Athletics. My colleague, Paul Fauerball, is down courtside with the newest member of IPFW's 1,000-point club, Lindy Jones. Paul?
Thank you so much, Nancy. Down the floor with Lindy Jones, player of the game, and it came down to a point where you needed the three-pointers there at the end, almost pulled it out. What's Coach thinking when you get down by that and the run you have to make with the three-pointers?
She doesn't say a whole lot about it, but we just know, that's what we got to do. We got to take the three, so we got to get it to the open person who's capable of shooting it. So. Yeah,
but you don't normally shoot that many threes during the game, and then you come down the stretch and you make them.
We're shooting a lot more than we did last year, so I think we've been practicing them more. So I think we can shoot them. We just don't, I like to drive a lot and I like to take the outside shot, but we're just working on it. So.
Okay, you did get hurt, though, a late run there in the game by Northern Kentucky, really put them in control. Post defense was pretty good tonight. You knew coming in Northern Kentucky was big, and you took that away from them, but you just didn't have the ball control out there. Too many turnovers, really.
Yeah, I think we've been working on defense a lot. Post defense, did really good tonight, and we were really happy the first half with our defense, and I guess we need to work, a little bit more on our offense. It all goes together, so.
Okay, want to quickly mention here, 1,000-point club. You joined it as a junior. was on that three-pointer that wasn't a three-pointer, called just a 2, right?
No, it wasn't. I didn't even know that I got the 1,000. I just heard yesterday that I was 25 points away, so I had no idea. You know, I thought that they'd stop it or something. I didn't know. So.
Okay, good accomplishment, but team doesn't come away with a win. What does this team have to do to get back on the winning track? Everybody says this team is next year. This team can win this year, though, but you're 1-3 in the conference now.
I think we just need to keep working on our defense and, you know, working our offense, and with it, we're a young team, so we're going to do it either, you know, next year or this year. We're going to improve, so.
Okay, 29 points, player of the game, Lindy Jones. Let's throw it back upstairs. Nancy Townsend, put a wrap on this one for us, please.
Thank you, Paul. Once again, IPFW drops a closely contested game tonight to Northern Kentucky, 73-67. We want to remind everybody that the telecast tonight of this IPFW sports event is copyrighted and the sole property of College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget to tune in to Channel 6 Friday, January 20th at 8 o'clock p.m. to see NCAA volleyball action as the Patriots from George Mason University take on the IPFW Mastodons. Reminding you also to stand by for the men's game here, starting in about 15 minutes with the IPFW taking on Northern Kentucky. For Paul Fauerball, this is Nancy Townsend. Goodbye for now.